Hello, this is PyJolt here, actually devjolt, and you can probably tell that it's raining here. I'm actually streaming this live from the Shunky Shed, so if it does get a little bit noisy in the background, that's why. So the topic of today's video, how to include non-standard keyboard characters in a Python string. And we've got a few different ways to do this. So I guess the first way that we can think of to do this is by using this function. You simply type CHR for character. And then, let's just do this and see what happens. And right there, you see we've got a character. And the thing is that I think this is most commonly used when you're learning Python to do things like select individual letters. But I'm going to show you something kind of cool with this. So let's just start up a new file. Let's just say, there you go, that's the wind in the background right there. For I in range, and let's just say, I don't know, for I in range 100, let's say. Print, and then we're going to print cur, there we go, char I, and let's just see what this does. Oops, we're going to have to save this first. Let's save it to the desktop. Let's just go ahead and save this as an example. There we go, and F5, and off we go. And this should now do something for me, and it's now printed off for me. There you go, in the idle window. I've actually just realised it's a bit small, so I'm just going to make this a bit more visible for myself. There we go, look at that. So there are a few characters here that it can't actually present to me. And the reason it can't present those characters to me is because they're things like space, tab, all those kind of characters. But now we're starting to get these crop up. And so you've got your exclamation mark, you've got your numbers, you've got your letters. And then as we scroll a little bit further down, you can see there are some other characters too. Now, we just did 100 there. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make this a little bit more user-friendly. I'm going to use an F string right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to print I, so using curly braces with my F string to print I here. And this is going to enable us to actually see exactly which characters correspond to which number. All right, and so let's go ahead and do that. That should be enough. Let's close that off and go again. So there we go. So there's the numbers all the way up to 100 there. But we've got a few non-standard keyboard. Well, actually, we really don't have any non-standard keyboard characters there yet. So how about we increase this a little bit? What happens if you go beyond like those first few letters and stuff that you tend to use when you're first learning Python? Look at that list right there. And now you can see we're getting into all the interesting letters and characters. They go all the way up to 500, and we're even getting characters now which correspond to the sounds in the sounds that you'll see in the dictionary, telling you how to pronounce words. And so here you can see we've got a load of non-keyboard standard characters here. And all you need to do is make a note of the number, and then they're kind of yours to print on the screen. So let's take this one at the bottom, 499. And if we go back to, actually I didn't need to do that. Let's stay right where I am there. If we just go CHR, and we go 499, there we go, look at that. And it'll go ahead and print that in a string exactly the same as it would as if you'd printed it in a string, and then it's yours to use. But how about we do this? How about we go all the way up to 5,000 and just see what happens, because this gets quite interesting. So we're just going to let this run for a little bit, and you can see there's loads and loads and loads of characters right here. Man, I might have to stop this short. I'm not even sure if there are 5,000, but by the time we get towards the end, we're going through Cyrillic characters. We'll start to get towards Chinese characters and Arabic characters and all the stuff that we don't use in the English language. And so you can see all you need to know is the appropriate code, and then you can go ahead and have as many of these as you want. And I can't believe all this is still going. There's a bunch of, I think I'm seeing a bit of Hindi there, a bit of Sanskrit maybe. I've got no idea what half of these languages are. Was that Thai there going by? And then, eventually we might even end up with like Windings or something crazy, like Windings characters. But as you can see, there is absolutely everything there that you'd ever need in terms of non-standard keyboard characters. And in just a second, I'm going to show you another way to get these characters up. Now, this other way isn't quite as good as this in some ways, and I can't believe we're still going. So look, this is just crazy. So literally any character you want. Now, I know there's loads there, and there's no way that if you don't speak these languages, you're never going to be using them. But we're talking about, we talked about the divide symbol particularly, and somewhere in here, we're also going to find the divide symbol. There we go. Here are some mathematical symbols there. Plus, minus. Where's my divide symbol gone? Where's my divide symbol at? It's somewhere here. But anyway, you could just look up what the divide symbol is. And I do believe that these correspond to ASCII codes as well. There's the divide symbol. Look, so it's 247. That's my ASCII code for that, 247. and that's one method. All right. So that's one way of getting the divide symbol plus like any other non-standard keyboard character that you could want in Python. Now the next way I'm going to show you here is using Unicode. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that now. And now we're going to say print. And the way Unicode works with Python, I'm just going to get my string up here. First of all, you've got to use an escape character. Then you use a U. And then that's followed by 3 numbers. Now, for some reason, this isn't doing what I was expecting it to do. Let's just see what this does. It might throw an error at me. Unicode error. Can't decode bytes in position. All right, so it didn't like that for some reason or another. So I guess I'm going to move that. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that and see what happens. Is it going to... I'm just going to write 50 in there and see what goes on. I'm pretty sure it's meant to change color though, so I've got a little hunch it's not right. Yeah, there's something not right there. So let's just go right ahead and do that. Like I say, I was almost certain I'm doing something wrong here, and I'm not quite sure what I am doing wrong. So I'm just going to have a quick check to see what it is that I'm doing wrong. So I'm going to search for Unicode in Python on my other screen. Unicode in Python. Oh, what am I doing that's stupid here? The messed up thing is that I was using this the other day, and so I should kind of know how to do this. There we go, Unicode strings in Python, that'll do. Let's just look that up there. And I'll show you what I've used this for a little bit later on, because I have actually, I do actually do things with this. That's why it's kind of silly that I've forgotten this. So, oh, do you know what? There we go. That's the problem. Is that the problem there? Yeah, there you go. All right, okay. So all it was I just forgotten a character. So there we go. So you've got your escape character. You type in U, and then you've got these four digits here. Now I say digits, but these are actually hexadecimal numbers. So if we go ahead and put like an F in there or something, then that'll give us a character as well, whatever character that is. So what's the divide? And then you can use the Unicode. Let's get up a Unicode table, and I'll pull that onto the screen right here. So here's a Unicode table here, hopefully Unicode character table, and then it's basically a case of finding whatever character you want and then using it. So okay, we'll just accept that. So if I just scroll down here, maybe we'll find there you go. This is what all those blank spaces earlier on were for. If I just scroll down here, we should find like a divide symbol somewhere around here. I don't know exactly what it is, but you'd only have to search for it. And then we have all of these characters again. You've got all of your your umlauts and your foreign kind of characters, loads and loads of funky different characters. Somewhere these are some Greek characters. Somewhere around here there's omega, which is how I actually got into this. I'll show you what I use this for in just a second. There's a multiplication symbol. So rather than using X, say if you're writing a sum somewhere, you can actually use a multiplication symbol. Oh man, what's the divide character? I'd better actually find this. So divide character Unicode. There's actually a name for it as well, a special Unicode. There's a special name for this divide character too, and you guys might be able to find that. There you go, division sign 000F7. So 000F and 7. And let's go ahead and save that and run it. And there's my divide character symbol right there. So just as promised, that's 2 different ways. Now, my third way, and you might kind of think this is cheating a little bit, but this is actually quite a good way to do it. If you go ahead and you just type in, so the same as with an F string. If I were to type F in here as an F string, it's called an F string. You can actually have what's called a U string as well. And if I was to go ahead and let's just save. So divide symbol equals U. And this tells it that what we're doing is we're using a Unicode character. Now, the only issue with this method is that I've got to go ahead and find an actual Unicode character. So let's just go and find that symbol now. So divide symbol. Let's actually search for divide symbol name, because I know it's got a name as well. It's a really weird obolus. There we go. It's the obolus. There we go, the obolus symbol. Right, so I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into there, and that's the obolus symbol. And you can do that with any symbol, and then it just kind of tells Python that you want to use that, and then you can go ahead and print divide and then it should just get on with that. There you go, and it's just printing that as normal because I've said I want to do this. Another cool thing is you can actually go ahead, and I believe that I could just do this as well. So I could just save that as like a crazy random Unicode string, and it'll do it as well. And so anyway, Python speaks Unicode, which is great. So there are your three methods of doing that, and they're all pretty easy. They're all pretty straightforward. And now I'm just going to show you briefly what I'm actually using this for. So if I go to Justajolt, you want to check out my Justajolt YouTube channel, by the way, you're more than welcome to. I'd love it if you did that. So here's a website that I'm building right now, which is for revision purposes because I tutor computer science and also physics, maths, a bit of English as well. And here's the issue: when you're teaching physics, there are all kinds of crazy things that happen, especially when you start thinking about resistance. And this is basically a question generator, which generates you a question, and you've got this omega thing. And if we were to go back into the code, you'd see that when I passed this into the Ginger template to display this on the screen, and by the way, you can just keep on clicking on this and you get a different question every time, which is great. And there's the answer too if you're interested in that. This is actually a Unicode character that's been passed into the Ginger template via a string. So anyway, that's the sort of thing that I personally use it for. So you can see there's actually a practical use for this in real life. This is a Django website, by the way. There's practical use for it in real life as opposed to just being like a purely academic thing. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. The three methods again. You've got your you just type in you and then copy whatever character you want in there, and then it works fine. You've also got your let's just put this back in there again. So you've got your Unicode method as well. I can't actually remember it. So you type in you've got your escape character. That's my escape character, and then you've got OF72 was it? I think it might be an OF72. I can't quite remember, but let's give this a go. Oh man, okay, that's right. So we've got to kind of let's get this let's kind of template this, shall we? There we go. Let's kind of stick this in there like that. See, I'm going to embarrass myself now, and it's not going to work at all. Right, there you go. So it didn't like that. Is that my escape character? I think that's my escape character there. I should have just done that before. F-string expression can't be part of a backslash. So I'm just going to embarrass myself here for a couple of minutes. Probably no one's watching anyway, so it's all right. Oh man, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, whatever I did earlier, that's how you do that. And then of course you've got your CHR method too. And I believe it was 247, was it? 24/7 or whatever, 247. Yeah, it was 247. Anyway, so there are your three methods. This is devjolt now, signing off.